Welcome to another episode of Objective Bias featuring yours truly. And before we begin, if you like what you see, subscribe, share, tell a friend so that they can tell a friend. Now, with that being said, and without further ado, I have a special guest in the building, fellow podcast family, friend, lateral partner, Patchwork. What's going on? How you
What's
doing?
going on, Ace? Hey, everybody.
Yeah, I brought my lateral podcast up before on the episode, and here goes the host, the one and only D. I mean Patchwork. I'm sorry. Um, so the topic at hand or the episode is going to be called "Hating or Nah." It says it is.
Mhm.
It's the title itself says exactly what we're about to get into. Recently, there has been a lot of WNBA controversy, whether it's coming in the form of hating, passion, trying to get some understanding, or all type of foolishness. Pick your poison. Um, recently, well, not recently, maybe like within the last year or two, a lot of attention has been brought to women's basketball. And this is when I say attention from the general public, not from the people that avidly watch the game or are sports fans of the WNBA or just women's basketball in general, or someone like myself. I've hooped from a jit, so I kind of keep up with all things basketball related. Um, Now, with that being said, there's been a lot of and before I even take this route, I just want to say for me, it's been pretty difficult to provide my opinion. And the reason I say that is I've been coming at this from a pure basketball sports perspective. Granted, that's what I was. I was a basketball player. You know what I mean? So when race has been implemented, racial opinions have been pretty much expressed. I felt I've been feeling conflicted. You know what I mean? Because I want to have that conversation, but because I've been between the lines, so to speak, since a kid, it's kind of hard for me to pretty much not compartmentalize the sports aspect from the racial aspect.
Mhm.
Okay. So, of course, the person that has been at the forefront of this particular conversation is Caitlin Clark. Caitlin
Mhm.
Clark, before we get into the dynamics of the entire conversation, let me just read off her stats just from a factual point of view. And then, of course, we'll, dig into the layers or what have you. So, as far as a collegiate athlete, because she just started with the WNBA, so we're not even going to even go in that route just yet. She finished her career at Iowa with 1,293 career field goals, which equated to 3,905 51 career points with a 28.4 points per game average. Within that, she hit 548 3-point field goals, which was an NCAA record. And she was the first player in Division One history, that's men's and women's, with two consecutive 1,000-point seasons, and the third player in the women's Division One history ranks with over 2,000 points and 1,000 assists. Now, that's from a sports perspective, amazing numbers. And before we even move any further, I just want to give out my top women basketball players of all time, and this is my top three. Maya Moore, she's from the
Gwinnett
North,
County.
so I'm a little biased with that. Maya Moore,
Gwinnett County.
if she didn't have other life aspirations, she would have goddamn smashed some records in the WNBA. I think.
Mhm.
Second on my list is Candace Parker. The accolades say it themselves. From college national champion, WNBA national champion, rookie of the year,
Two times.
league MVP, all of the
Mhm.
above. She got like all of the goddamn accolades out there, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And third, and definitely not least, is my girl Dewana Bonner. and I'm a little biased with that. She's a Auburn sister, and
Mm-hmm.
she's doing the motherfucking thing. I think she is now sixth or seventh or on the all-time WNBA scoring list.
Fifth.
Fifth. Oh shit, she's just climbing. See how I'm all off. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That slow grind. Nobody talk about DeWanda, but shit, I keep up with it because, of course, she went to Auburn like myself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I can get that out the way. So y'all motherfuckers that be on here be on some dumbass shit saying, "Oh yeah, he like the white girl." Right? I fuck with my sisters. Those are my top three all time for me. You know what I mean? But I
Mm-hmm.
appreciate greatness. And before we even get in any further, Patchwork, how
Mm-hmm.
do you feel about just the state of the WNBA, the attention that's being brought to it, and just the overall, I guess, conversation? Where do you stand, and how do you feel about all of that?
Um, so for me, I I've loved this game since I was 5. Unfortunately, I stopped playing in high school because guess what? I stopped growing. But so I did other sports or whatnot. But I still love the game. So when the league when they got a I watched the '96 Olympics, right?
Right,
Then I heard about the league, and then the league started in '97, it was like, yeah, but it took forever to get the momentum that it has now, with social media, and the game itself has evolved.
right,
So like I would say over like the last 4 years or so, it's changed. Like the conversations have changed and the stars have changed and stuff like that, which is great for the game. But what I'm not liking at this current moment is like, damn, those of us that have been like big fans, we're seeing like um we wanted the game to grow, but it was like, look, now we didn't want all this other stuff that's coming with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how did we get here? Because you're essentially, we're dealing with topics that we knew they were there, but it wasn't like the focal point. Like you were still like last night, the
mm.
Aces play Dallas Wings. That was Asia's like seventh game of this that she's played, where she scored like above like 20 points.
Yeah, she had
She
30
last
something
night
last
she
night,
set
I
a
believe.
record. She set a record by scoring 35. Her stat was like no one has ever done that yet. And I'm like, look at Connecticut, the team that DeWanda plays for.
Hmm.
They're perfect. We're not talking about that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We're
Hmm.
talking about all this other nonsense that's taken away from what people are actually doing. You got Nafisa Collier in Minnesota that's having a great season. You got Dejanay Carrington that's making like a run for most improved. We have all these other stories, but the media has sensationalized this Caitlin Clark thing to the point where nothing else is being talked about.
Okay, so I'm glad that you said that. So the reason I brought you on, because one, you're a woman,
Mm-hmm.
and two, I
Mm-hmm.
just feel like us men in this conversation, we're
Mm-hmm.
coming from more of a practical point of view, and that doesn't
Right.
mean that you know downplaying like women's thought process or whatever the case may be. We're just
Mm-hmm.
wired different. So you know what I mean? Like what we're seeing is, oh, Caitlin is bringing attention to the game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Regardless if it's right or wrong, as far as the
Right.
media attention.
Mm-hmm.
Why? And of course, this is a question that I think a lot of, I wouldn't say just men, but people that just don't really understand the ins and outs of the actual game, how you just explained it.
Mm-hmm.
Why is there so much frustration versus, oh, okay, you're bringing attention to this shit. Let's
Mm-hmm.
goddamn reap the benefits of what you're producing, because at some point in time, somebody has to be the face. And what I mean by face, because I think people get that fucked up and confused. Face doesn't mean you're the best player. No,
Mm-hmm.
it does not mean that. Face
Mm-hmm.
means what the media deems as the most marketable individual. And of
Mm-hmm.
course, if we're gonna just have an honest conversation, it's because she is the white so-called princess,
She's
and
all of
she
them
can
all
do
American,
and she can do
sweetheart.
no wrong. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And just to kind of go to another sport, but I want to stay on the subject. Let's
Hmm.
think about football. Who was like the most adored football player pretty much in the most recent era? Tom
Tom
fucking
Brady.
Brady.
Tom Brady.
Why? White guy, nice smile, had a nice little family. That's what, of
He
course,
said,
America, of
mm,
course, that's what America wants to portray is the American dream, the
yeah,
American way.
right.
So, coming back over to the WNBA, I just want people to understand that that's the reality of why the media, social media has gravitated towards her. Now,
There's
granted,
another part to this too, though, Ace. But I'm gonna let you finish.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's why you're on here. I want you to get into that shit.
Hmm.
Um, Also, not to mention, she was fucking, good as hell in college. I mean, it wasn't just she was good as hell. It was a different thing that she brought to it. She pretty much
Hmm.
was the Steph Curry of women's college basketball.
Hmm.
When Steph Curry first was introduced to the grand stage, the NCAA tournament at
Hmm.
Davidson,
Hmm.
everybody's locked in on this motherfucker. This little motherfucker can shoot the hell at that bitch. You feel me?
Hmm.
Like, it's something about the three ball that is very exciting for the game. You know what I mean? Like, that's really where the game has transitioned to. When see, even Asia, I was watching because of course I see highlights here and there, but I did not know
Hmm.
she had a tray ball. I was like, okay, sis, everybody's shooting a tray ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a
But
part of the game.
she just developed that. But
Oh
we're
yeah.
gonna get into that.
But I'm
There's
saying, but that's what
yeah,
the game is. Like, you
yeah.
have to be able to shoot.
Hmm. You
At
have to
some
grow
position,
your
it's
game.
hard for you to be on the court. So
Right.
because she does it at a high rate, and of
Hmm.
course, running up the score, that's what it's about right now. High scoring games, excitement, and all that shit. That's where the media attention is going to. You know what I mean? Now,
Hmm.
um, with that being said, she is of course not the best player, not even close to being the best player in the WNBA. And that's just the truth. But I can understand where the frustration comes to where everything she does, people are like, Caitlin, 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 Caitlin.
Hmm.
So as you being um a watcher, pretty much you're a consistent viewer of the
Hmm.
WNBA.
Yeah, like I go to
What do you
games. I have merch. I do it all.
what would you say that the majority of the league is feeling? Is it more so, oh, this is unfair that she is getting this attention, or shit, we just competitive, so we just gonna make it do what it do, and y'all just realizing this motherfucking shit. Like, what you think?
Um, I don't think I definitely I want to kill that narrative that that the girls are even like jealous. First of all, it's a job,
Fact.
and I think with how the media has gotten a hold of this whole thing, you're messing with people's money, you're messing with people's talents. Um, what's happening right now? They build her up, and I've never seen this before because we're gonna go a little further back with this whole situation. I've never seen this before where a player who's never won a natty gets this glorified. This last tournament, they lost
Fact.
to a perfect South Carolina Gamecock team.
Facts.
Who was all over the place? Iowa. For what? We as a society, not we, them, have come to a place where second is okay. Well, let's give them a prize too. Because even last year when LSU beat them, Joe Biden wanted to invite them to the White House too until social media was like, what are we doing? The plot has gotten
Oh
lost.
yeah, I remember that. Damn.
So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like all this stuff has been happening, and now that she's a professional, this is your job. It's coming with you too. And the thing about it, and people
Hmm.
about to get mad, and I don't really care because let's call a spade a spade. Caitlyn, people was talking about Caitlyn, and you know who was pushing Caitlyn the most? Her freshman year, Dawn Staley.
Hmm.
She like, hey, I need to go check out Caitlin Clark. Like, hey. But the media was so focused on Paige Beckers for UConn, but Paige kept getting hurt.
Yeah, she
And
got hurt like 2 years in a
Paige,
row, right?
yeah.
Hmm.
And Paige basically,
Paige can go
uh,
too. Shit. She can go.
Paige went to the ESPYs in 2021,
Mm-hmm.
and they was trying to push this narrative of her like this media darling, this, that, and the other, and she was like, "No, hold up. I understand my gift, but I have to give props to the women that come before me that may not look like me, but like my black or brown sisters, the women before me in the W, this and the other, like everything that they wanted her to do, she flipped the script.
Mm-hmm.
So Caitlyn would not be this darling to the W if Paige didn't get hurt. First of all, Paige is more likable. Paige personality is a personality.
Mm-hmm.
Caitlyn is a mute. She is like, and there's another reason for that, which I'm sure you're gonna lead me into that, and I'll talk about that some more. But I don't think it's hate at all. Like
Mm-hmm.
people are saying, "Oh, it's hate this and the other." Kaylin has been propped up as America's sweetheart because she's safe. She's white. She's straight. The
Mm-hmm.
W has 80% of black or brown women. A lot of them are queer
Mm-hmm.
or straight up lesbian. You want to know why Brianna Stewart isn't thrown out there like that? She's gay openly. She's married with 2 children. Like they don't want to put that out there, but Kaylin is safe for whatever agenda they're trying to put out there. So she can go out there and shoot 30 and make 5. Yay! It's like, no, where's the efficiency? Because let somebody else try that. Like Enrique, they began on Enrique at Goomba Wale. Oh, Enrique is not efficient. To me, her and Caitlyn the same players. Only thing
Well,
Enrique
right
been in
now,
the game
you're
longer.
right because Caitlyn is shooting around 30% field goal and maybe right under 30% from three.
Okay,
So
all
yeah,
right,
yeah. Mm-hmm. You're
okay.
right. There you go.
So
So, talk about that efficiency. Okay, I see.
yeah, so let's talk about efficiency because
Mm-hmm.
um she's this. Look, we're fighting for her. Her team is 2-9, bruh. What? What her doing all that is doing what for them?
Mm-hmm.
What is it doing for them as a collective? Indiana, not saying Indiana was perfect before she got there, because that's how the hell they got her, because they already had they had the number one pick. And you get the
Right.
number one pick unless it's by some trade or whatever. It's typically the team that sucks. You know what I'm saying?
Typically, yep.
But they made
Mm-hmm.
it seem like she was gonna come and she was gonna take them to she's winning MVP like how Candace Parker. Okay, by the way, Candace Parker is the only player that her rookie year won Rookie of the Year and an MVP.
Facts. Mm-hmm. That's why she's
They
my
made it
top three.
seem yeah, they made it seem like she was gonna come in and take everything, and the girls are like, "Hold up, there's a learning curve."
You know what? I want to interject on that. That's
Uh-huh.
very telling what you just said because again, you remember at the beginning of the conversation, I was like, I was coming from a straight sports basketball perspective. That's
Mm-hmm.
why it was kind of hard for me to give my opinion because that part right there answers a lot for me.
Mm-hmm.
Because me even understanding why she's getting the attention, right?
Mm-hmm.
Understanding why everybody is gravitating to her media wise. I never felt like she was about to come in and just go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like
Because
there
you
was
play
no way.
basketball,
Yeah, that's what I'm
you
saying.
got
Like for
set.
me, I'm like, she's not about to come in and go crazy because even when what Diana Taurasi said what she said about
Uh-huh.
it, it was a different game.
Yeah.
First of all, DT, that's just her personality. She a tough one. I
Yeah.
remember I think I saw this recently. You remember what's her name? Simone Augustus?
Yeah.
I remember they was about to get into it or whatever on
And
the
she kissed
court.
her.
And yep, what's name DT like kissed her, and I guess that she like the fuck. But that's the type of crazy in a good way Diana
Yeah.
is. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But
Yeah.
but yeah, you know what? And again, that I appreciate you coming on here because that's why I wanted to get a clear understanding from somebody that has sense versus somebody that's just talking shit. You
Right.
feel what I'm
Because that's
saying?
a lot of what it is. Just and I've been blocking the hell out of y'all because y'all not trying to learn. Like
Hmm.
this conversation that I'm having with Ace, what I appreciate about it, although he was a baller, he was number 2 in the county. Like, don't forget. But
Hmm.
he understands that. But he understands I don't know, I don't have the depth to have this conversation. And I don't want to spread misinformation because a lot of y'all on social media are spreading wrong information. And that's why the players are mad. They can
Hmm.
read. And
Because you
they're
know
like, what
what?
are you talking about?
That's very true because the only cheap shot, and they kind of started to play, and of course this is just media
Hmm.
manipulation. They started to play all the hard fouls and all that shit. That's a part of the game. Now,
Yeah.
what Kennedy Carter did, of course, that was a cheap shot or whatever. You if you're gonna get it, you get it in the flow of the game. You don't just do it right there in the open and shit. So
Can I
that
tell you what
one
happened
part,
with that? Or you
you
want to
know
talk about
that
that later?
yeah, that one part
Hmm.
doesn't doesn't that's not the narrative of all everything that's happened up until that point. You get what I'm saying?
And
E-
thank you. I'm
Everything
like,
else
I
was.
woke up that morning because it was last Saturday. I
Mhm,
woke up early to watch that game. I
right.
saw what was happening
Hmm.
throughout. It was back
Yeah,
and forth.
back and forth. Of course, and also let's just get this out there.
Uh-huh.
It is a competitive sport.
It
Caitlin
is. It's a
Clark,
physical sport.
even though she is portrayed as the darling, she be talking that shit on the court too, as most
The
and all
girl,
good players do.
listen,
Talk that
like
shit.
3 games before that, I want to say it was against the Aces. She had gotten fouled, and no, it was against Los Angeles because I remember it was Kurt Miller.
Hmm.
They was about to do the review because the reviews are now a new thing,
Yeah,
and she knew whatever the play was that had they reviewed it, it wasn't gonna go her way. She was like, "Pass me the fucking ball to the ref,"
yeah. Oh yeah, she
and
be
we can
talking that
hear
shit
her.
now.
What
But
what's going on?
let me go back to Kennedy Carter before we continue.
Uh-huh.
And the way it looked as far as that one play, granted,
Hmm.
her history is she's an enforcer, so to speak, on the court.
Kennedy.
Yeah, Kennedy Carter, because
Hmm.
she's actually been, I believe, released or I don't know if she was
She's
suspended.
had her hardships, but
Yeah, yeah,
Kennedy,
she's a
she's a
very
youngin.
she's one of
Yeah.
those type of players. She
Hmm.
just has to really hone in her emotions to where it benefits her on the court versus
Right.
having her moments like that. Even though it wasn't the hardest foul or the hardest so-called cheap shot, and I use
Hmm.
quotations, it still was just not a basketball play. Now, what what she did, which wasn't it was pretty much a disservice for herself in the situation,
Hmm.
is after the fact. Of course, she says she's not answering no Caitlin Clark questions. Okay,
Hmm.
granted, if you don't want to, that's fine.
Hmm.
But you can't. You got to keep that energy all throughout how you're moving. You don't say that and then go on social media and start talking Caitlin Clark. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So when you do that, you add fuel to this hate narrative
Hmm.
that's really not there. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
As you
Hmm.
you you articulated and you pretty much laid it out. You know, saying all she can do is shoot threes. That's it.
Hmm.
I mean, yeah, that's what she's known for, but she also leads the team in assists, so she does more than that. I'm not
Hmm.
trying to get into the specifics, but when you say that, it
Hmm.
comes across as hate. Because
Right.
even and I mean, I'm not here to be like, oh yeah, Caitlin Clark should, everybody should be on the side. Shit, you pick and choose who you want to fuck with or who you like, their game or whatever the case may be. But I did say that on social media. There was this one girl, I'm not gonna say her name, but we went to high school with her. She ain't told no lies. I like, well, she technically is lying because she also leads the team in assists. She's a passer too.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just speaking specifically about just the game itself, not
Hmm.
everything else that's coming with it. So I feel like,
I ain't gonna call no names. I know exactly what you're talking about. Now that
um,
you just said it like that.
yeah. So I'm like, let's have the real conversation. You know,
Can we go
as
back to the Kennedy Carter situation?
oh yeah, yeah. Give me what you feeling on that.
Okay, so like I said, I watched the game. I watched the back and forth. Basketball is physical. Keep in mind now, somebody between the two of them has 3 technicals already. Someone does not.
Mm-hmm.
Guess who has the 3 techs?
Who?
Caitlin.
Caitlin got that. Oh yeah, yeah. She has some sex. Yep.
She's gotten 3 techs this season,
Mm-hmm.
and you can get up to 7 before you're suspended for a game. Just
Okay,
want to
7 WNBA. Okay.
put that out there.
Well, I
Yeah.
guess how many games is in the WNBA season?
It's 40. And
Okay,
then
that's what I
also
said.
this year
Okay.
is even more condensed because it's the Olympic year. So for like 2 weeks they won't be there. They'll go. do the Olympics,
Mhm.
and then come back.
Right. Okay.
But yeah. So with that whole game situation, yes, when I first saw what the hell happened, I said, "Oh hell, Kennedy," because Kennedy had was drafted by Atlanta. She had situations there, and she ended
Hmm.
up in LA, situations there, and then she's been overseas, balling, living her
Hmm.
best life. And sometimes in this life, you go through certain situations that may not seem good for you, but then you end up where you're supposed to be. And for me right now, I could say Kennedy landing in Chicago was the best thing for her. Her being with Coach Teaspoon, Teresa Witherspoon, one of the greats too.
Oh yeah,
Um,
she's amazing.
yeah, her being with Coach Spoon is a blessing for her, and it's gonna help bottle all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because
Hmm.
Kennedy is a special player. Like once Kennedy's on, there's no guarding her. She's gonna make you pay. Because by the time
Hmm.
you figure out what to do, she's gone. That
Right.
first split is quick. She's gone.
Hmm.
So it can be frustrating. And she was frustrating the shit out of Caitlyn
Hmm.
because Caitlyn has this thing where she throws that left arm to create separation, or
Hmm.
she'll push off
Oh yeah,
or
she be pushing
whatever.
off like a motherfucker. She be
She
yeah, hell
pushes
yeah.
off. They don't be calling that stuff on her consistently. They
Hmm.
don't even be calling it like that. She pushes off, or she'll throw her arm into you or whatever, and you just be like, "Oh, okay." So what happened was the play before that, when what you call it, Indiana had the ball down there, they fighting for it. Caitlyn is doing all kinds of reckless foolishness to Kennedy down there. And
Right.
then after Aaliyah scores, she turns, and because at that point she already elbowed Kennedy in the head, she turns to Kennedy and she's saying something, and you can see Aaliyah look, and she just kept running to get back to the next play. So Chicago is about to score, but you can see them underneath the rim fighting it out because she goes and she shoves Kennedy in the back and she's
Hmm.
talking shit. You can see her talking shit. And
Right.
then after that, when the play, they're about to inbound, whatever she said to Kennedy over there came to play because Kennedy, I guess it hit her like, you don't elbow me in the face, you yelled in my face, you just shoved me again. I bet.
Oh, she had a delayed
That's,
reaction. She like
she
it
had
all came
delayed
back.
reaction. Like,
So
oh,
hold
I'm
up,
gonna get this
you've
off.
been
I'm gonna
fucking
get
with me
this
all
off.
game.
And
I'm
you
about to.
and you can see her yell, "You bitch, Caitlyn! You didn't think to turn around to see who she talking to?" She yelled, "Yo, you bitch!" And you just, oh, okay. Well, she's talking to Aaliyah. You know what I'm saying? So then, you can see Aaliyah just kind of looks like she had like a smirk on her face, like,
Hmm.
"Girl, we don't, no, we don't told you." You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I also don't like the fact too. Yes, Kennedy was wrong, but I don't like the whole she's a thug. Well, then some of the stuff that Caitlyn does, she's a thug too.
Oh, you know what that's about. That complexion. We already know what
It's
that's
about
about.
that complexion, and that's what I'm saying. Even
Hmm.
within, let the white people have that argument. The fact that I
They're
get on there and I see,
passionate. They're
yeah,
passionate. We're
I
we're
see,
we- we're thugs.
yes, I see my black brethrens saying the same narratives, and they could some of the time, oh, I've only watched like 2 games. So how you know Kennedy's a thug? How you know this? How do you know that? How do you know
Yeah,
they're hating?
that's irresponsible to have that or put that out there if you haven't been a avid follower of the game. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you. And that's how come all these podcasts
Mhm.
like Gil,
Gil be tripping though. I think first of all, Gil,
yo,
I think
he has CTE. Something
he
wrong with that
say
boy.
shit he say shit he know that's gonna get clicks and
But
goddamn. Cause
some
he be
of it
saying
is
some off the
reckless,
wall type
Ace.
shit he be saying some off the wall type shit.
But a lot of it is reckless. And then I'm like, yo, like, you're not embarrassed? But anyway, but then, within that same situation with Kennedy, people turned and made it into, why aren't her teammates helping her? This, that, and the other.
That is a true statement, though. Hey, we don't cuss your ass out in the locker room, but on the court, we showing unity. I'm just speaking about in sports because um, you remember who was it? South Carolina, LSU. You remember when one of the girls, I guess, pushed was it Cardoza
Yeah, Camila
or
Cardoso.
somebody, and
Yeah.
the little white girl, I can't remember her name from LSU.
Haley Van Liv.
There you go, ran up
And
on her
Pippi
and put.
Longstocking, she
You
was
know what
in there
I'm
like,
saying? You don't push my teammate like that's. when they
And Haley's like 5'8", if that. Camilla's 6'7". She's in there like what?
That's what I'm saying. That's what you're supposed to do as teammates. Even if you wrong on this court, we got your back. In the locker room, because we'll say, "Hey, bro, chill out, ace this, calm that down." You
But
know what I mean?
but with
Mhm.
that
but
Ace,
that could be very telling.
yeah, but that's very telling, and people have to stop just looking at the surface.
Hmm.
Brand versus culture. Look deeper. If you've been paying attention since everybody's on social media and got an opinion, right?
Hmm.
This since she's joined the league and even joined the Fever, they've called for the firing of her coach. They said that Aaliyah sucks, and Aaliyah, who was rookie of the year and a first time All-Star last season, she needs to go, and her Iowa teammates need to come. They need to trade Aaliyah to the Aces and get Kate Martin, give her to her and Hannah
Oh, damn! I didn't
Stokes.
even know these conversations are going on.
Oh,
Hey,
okay. That's what I'm
oh, wow,
saying.
that's
Yeah.
wild. That's
They're
ignorant.
sending death threats and racist remarks, and guess who's mute? Caitlyn.
Mm,
You're not saying anything. I'm supposed to take my black ass, and keep in mind, when that shove happened, Aaliyah already had 5 fouls.
okay, I got you.
Melissa Smith is the other big, and she had 5 fouls. The
Hmm.
other big, Tammy Fambale, she's hurt. They don't have another big. If Aaliyah would have interacted in that, guess who would have gotten tossed out? Now you're gonna lose even more because you don't have another big.
Hmm.
So I'm just like, y'all expect her to just jump in there and do what? And then Aaliyah had already saved her from herself that same week from Victoria Vivian's when she decided she was gonna get in Victoria's face. And Aaliyah was like, no, 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 stop, 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 stop. That's not that girl's mother. And I think and what I've noticed, because us black women, we always trying to step in and be compassionate and help people. Aaliyah's done that to her own detriment in the beginning of the season. I don't know who's talked to her. The girl even had to get off social media because it was bullying her.
Hmm.
She got off. She's not on Twitter or anything like that because Caitlyn's fans were threatening her, sending death threats, doing all kinds of stuff to her. So she's gotten
I,
off social media.
I
So,
wonder why. Okay, so for someone like you to have that information, right?
mhm,
Why are other motherfuckers talking about that shit? Like, it's
because
crazy.
people rather do clickbait than go
Mm,
do
that's tough.
research.
Hmm.
That's laziness, and it's dangerous. And it's basically pushing the narrative about these women. That's why they're upset, Ace. They're looking crazy, and you're not saying anything.
Mm. I mean, that makes a lot of sense.
I'm not helping you. Are you crazy? Girl, you about to get beat up today. And Aaliyah's not. That's not even Aaliyah's personality to do that. So if you're expecting her to go jump in there, she's not doing that. Because even
Hmm.
some of the bigs have tried to get in Aaliyah's face this season, and she's been kind of she's asserted herself a little bit, but she still has to keep a composure because that's not who she is. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? You're asking for a little, I don't know, rah-rah, and she was like, I want to pray for you. She wants to pray for
Hmm.
you. That's not who she is. You're not gonna get that. You know what I'm saying? So you're trying to make her into somebody she's not to protect somebody that don't even care to protect her.
So the thing that I'm gathering from everything that you're explaining, because I wasn't even speaking about her. I was just speaking in general as teammates, not a specific teammate having her back. Some, like, okay, like for instance, say if like I was back in my day playing ball or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, and a motherfucker goddamn undercut my teammate, going up for a
Mm-hmm.
layup. We ain't about to fight, but I'm getting your face like, hey, bro, we ain't doing that around here. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so do you think that so when I was saying somebody, I was speaking about anybody on the team, not specifically her. Because
Mm-hmm.
the other star can't do shit. Like, it got to be somebody like the 12th, 11th woman on the bench.
Yeah,
You know
you
what I'm
can't have your first six going to war.
saying? Right.
You ain't gonna have nobody.
Yeah, that's like AD and let's talk about the Lakers. Anthony Davis, somebody hitting him and LeBron gonna do something. No, Goddamn, who's on
You
the pitch?
get over
We need
here.
Vanderbilt. Go get him.
Yeah, come over here. This is come get your few minutes. Run into his chest. Okay, thank you. Go sit down. You know what I'm saying? So you can do that, but I'm like, these people are already down players because people are hurt, this, that, and the other. And then you have to look at the other parts of it too. Like she's not and then I don't even know if you know this part, Ace. So they asked her, she's been asked several times. Are you aware of what's going on social media in regards to what people are saying or doing whatever? Oh, I don't know what's going on social media.
Oh, she said she locked in.
That's what she's saying. Well, then you should be hitting all the damn threes. You don't know what's
Well,
going on, but your brother and boyfriend are liking racist tweets. They've been liking them since last year with Angel, and
mm,
then they was on the same stuff with your teammates,
mm.
telling people that you go die, saying that they suck, um, all that kind of stuff. So you mean to tell me you don't know your boyfriend not telling you what he's seeing, your brother's not telling you what he's seeing? She's playing that
Right.
whole, oh, I don't know what's going on. Because even when they asked her what happened between her and Kennedy, oh, I I don't know, but that's just the physicality of the game. I don't know. She's being very manipulative. And I'm
Mm.
just like, y'all are falling for this crap. That's a dangerous child. That girl's dangerous. She's dangerous. Pay attention. That's what's
Right,
making
right.
everybody mad.
Oh,
Huh?
it makes perfect sense.
Like
Now I
she
don't
throws
want
her
to have
rock.
this. Now I don't want to have this entire episode about Caitlyn. That's not what we're here
Oh
for.
no, 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 no,
But
no.
that's a
Oh
major
no.
thing though, because that's
Uh-huh.
where controversy. Of course, that's where the
Yeah.
media started to, bring all the attention to. But before I move on to the next subject, um, within the WNBA,
Mm-hmm.
uh, let me just ask you this, and then we're gonna move on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that because okay, so for me, I've always felt like the WNBA's marketing has been trash. That's me.
Amen.
Because I
You're
remember me and
lying.
you every now and then used to have a small conversation here and there. I'm like,
Mhm.
why
I
the
didn't
fuck
know
they
the game was
playing at these
on.
times? What's this? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why you know what I'm saying? Because I like a
Uh-huh.
lot of times, even leading up to, before the popularity started to rise within women's basketball, I
Uh-huh.
had no idea when time, games were being played and like
Uh-huh.
it'd be like a game on a goddamn Tuesday night at 6. Like the
Uh-huh.
motherfuckers getting off of work and
Yeah.
shit. Or it'd be a
Uh-huh.
game on a Saturday at 1 p.m. Like what's
Yeah.
that? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Uh-huh.
So with the marketing, I guess, improving because of the attention that's being brought, do you feel like, of course, I want to acknowledge and agree with the frustration of the women where we've been putting in this work, nobody's been paying attention, X, Y, and Z. I go back to what I was saying. Do you feel like the WNBA players should really take advantage of this attention versus, hey, y'all just got here, we've been here?
Uh-huh.
Because at the end of the day, you have to think about the business too.
Oh yeah.
So, do you feel like they should, of course, play, be competitive, do your
Yeah.
thing between the lines or what have you? But do you feel like the WNBA women can do a better job of being more marketable themselves versus we just trying to get buckets? And you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you got to sell a brand too. You feel me?
Right. And that's interesting that you asked that, Ace. Of course, certain teams like the Aces have taken matters into their own hands as far as their marketing, because leaving it to the league, you're gonna leave a lot to be desired. So they have like their own little series that is on YouTube, like Aces versus Everybody. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it comes on like once a week. They highlight players, they do certain things. And I would just say like a lot of the players, if you do follow them on social media, they're highly entertaining. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to hate on the men, but like their personalities make you like, damn, they're entertaining the shit. Like I don't know if you heard of Sydney Colson.
Mm-mm.
Um, there's a running joke where she want to be the face of the league. Her and another former player, Teresa Plaisance. They had that whole little comedy sketch show, funny as shit.
Mm-hmm.
You have players that that are capable and are marketable. It's just that what the league throws energy towards and what
Mhm.
the media grabs and sensationalizes, that's what we get. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Because at the end of the day, Asia's been in the league since what, 2018? She's been in the league for a minute. She should have been had a shoe. Why is she just getting a shoe?
And you know
The
what? I
desire
was
is there.
actually, and I was thinking about that just watching her highlights. The way she plays, shit, I thought I'm surprised she can't dunk. How aggressive she be out there playing.
I
I be
think
thinking
I
she about to
see that.
goddamn, she,
And
she a beast.
you know what's crazy
She a
about
beast.
dunking, Ace? People don't realize how much it takes out your knees.
Hmm.
That constant bouncing on hardwood is a hard thing. So I get why the women don't do it, but I think, of course, you got the possibility. You got Brittany Griner that's gonna give you a dunk, this and the other. But why won't you market like Brittany Griner? You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, is it because she's quote unquote masked and gay? Like, what are we doing? These are still people that should be part of your organization that used to put all this stuff behind instead of it being performative. You know what I'm saying? But it's like
Hmm.
I want you to bring me money, but I don't want to accept all of you.
Which is crazy the way the queer and gay community are running things, so to speak.
Hmm.
That it's not you know what I'm saying, like how of course a lot of the women are of that that population or whatever. It's like
Hmm.
you don't want to cater to that shit, you know what I'm saying, like shit, like what's the problem, like
They
what
don't
do you think
they
it is?
don't want to because we still live in America.
It's
And
crazy.
although, they say, it's Pride Month, this and the other, but it's like not too much now.
So that's what it is.
Yeah,
We gonna talk about we
but
gonna
not
show
too much.
y'all attention, but we don't do too much.
Don't do too
Oh
much
yeah,
now.
that's hypocritical America for you. You
That's
already
that
know how that go.
performative nonsense. Hey, I'm gonna give you a little bit, but don't do too much. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you're running into a situation where these women have to fight for themselves. Like, you black, you gay. Like, hell, a woman, you got three strikes. You tired.
Mm.
At this point, I just want to go play. Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? But if you do follow these women on social media, like some of them have so many different other things that they're working on that people have
Hmm.
no clue about. Like Jordan Canada. She played for Seattle for a little bit, a lot of it. She actually got a ring there. Then she went home to LA Sparks, but now she's with Atlanta. She sings. Like, y'all don't know. Like,
Right. Hmm.
it's like so many different things that these women bring. Some of them model, you know what I'm saying? But we we are trying to prop something. You have things that are organic that you don't have to do too much to, right? But you rather build doorknobs up than the stuff that's already there. With If it's already
So
organic, you don't have to do
counterproductive.
much. Huh?
So counterproductive.
Thank you. That's what we always cussing them because it's like, how is this helping anyone? And then you have like certain cities like Las Vegas, their tourism company for the whole city of Las Vegas. They gave each of the aces $100,000
Mm.
as sponsorship. Guess what? That's what the league decides to do.
What they do?
We're gonna investigate.
This is not college before NIL. What's the problem? What y'all investigating?
What are you, but we got people getting harassed at their hotel that we not
Oh man.
investigating. Come on, get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm just like, look,
Hmm.
you have to look at the totality of it, and you have to look at who are the higher ups or the powerful ones, and see how the wealth is being spread out. Because you know what I'm saying? It's like I call their commissioner, I call her General Blazer, but AKA Enemy of Progress, because there's no reason why you have all this in your hands, and you just like this with it. Like, you don't want nothing to grow. Like, no, give me, don't touch it.
Wow.
You see what I'm
I
saying?
like that.
So
Yeah. That's crazy. And you know what? That's probably what's needed too. So I think that this attention that coming towards the WNBA is gonna started exposing a lot of shit that the like the conversation that we're having. I'm like, why
Mhm.
the fuck this? You shit. You got your facts on
Yeah,
eight,
no,
two,
no,
one,
I
two,
can
three.
talk about what I know now. You
I'm
know what I'm
like, what
saying?
the fuck? Yeah, what's going on in the W? What's happening?
You have all that carry over from the NCAA tournament that you could bring over. What we do with it? Squander it. Like you got people fighting for their lives. Like
That's
this is
crazy.
it's crazy in the era with social media. I
Hmm.
understand it back then, with my people like Cheryl Swoops and Cynthia Cooper, Dawn Staley, all of them. It was harder because social media wasn't a thing. But
Right.
now that you have access to so many people with a click of a button, have fun. Show
Hmm.
these women.
That's something that needs to be tapped into at some point in time. Not
But
sure
then
who's gonna do
even
it, but somebody need to talk about this shit. Somebody need to get there and bring this shit to the
somebody,
forefront.
hey, we call it a spade a spade. We act them, but then they act like it's so funny. Ace, we talk to them on social media. They act like they don't see it, and they just go on to tweet or something else. And tonight's matchup is we just got done cussing y'all and y'all talking about tonight's matchup. Like, what is going on?
So, what are your thoughts about Angel Reese
Um,
as a
Angel has
as a
come a
I
long
guess
way.
as a player, and also I guess how she's marketing herself?
Angel has come a long way as far as my likability for her.
Hmm.
That's just a personal thing, but I've seen the growth. Um, she's willing to learn. Angel has taken her opportunities and made the best out of it. To be a kid coming from a single mother, is her and her
Hmm.
twin brother growing up in Baltimore, going to private school, like basketball was her way out. You know what I'm saying? And she's taken that and ran with it.
Hmm.
Like she's not supposed to be where she is statistically, but guess what?
Hmm.
She's here and she's making you feel it. And
Hmm.
she's her unapologetically, and I love that for her. And I'm like, as long as she surrounds herself with good people with good intentions, she's good.
So here goes my thoughts about her, and you let me know
Hmm.
what you not yeah let me know what you think, because
Hmm.
I'm really asking just because like of course I keep up with it, but you keep up with
Hmm.
the NBA way more than me.
Hmm.
Um, I feel like, and it could be because she's growing up. So I want to, preface my comments with it could just
Hmm.
be the growing up type of situation.
Hmm.
Because, even though they are out here and have millions of followers, these still are kids.
Hmm.
She just comes off as, and I'm not talking about a game. I feel like she's gonna be like one of those. I don't want to compare her to Tina Thompson, but that type of player,
Hmm.
from way back,
Hmm.
I'm like probably like like a potential double double type of player every game, shit like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I can see
Yeah,
that.
oh yeah, I'm
Hmm.
a historian a little bit with
Yeah,
the
I can see
WNBA
that.
type shit,
Hmm.
but um I feel like she comes off as disingenuous at times, because
Hmm.
one moment she is crying about, well, not crying. I'm not gonna say that.
Hmm.
Let me take that back. One minute she seems like she's searching for sympathy,
Hmm.
with the whole, they won the national championship.
Hmm.
Year came after they lost. She was saying she's been dealing with, talking about, the being sexualized and death
Hmm.
and all of that, things of that nature. I kind of felt like if they would have won, that wouldn't have come out. Because, even before the game, she put the crown on the seat, which I don't mind. I love the trash talk.
Hmm.
I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hmm.
that's part of the game.
Hmm.
But, once you lose, like, you got to bow out with grace. I felt like that should have been a discussion, like say on a podcast or a talk show later,
Hmm.
because if y'all would have won,
Hmm.
you wouldn't have said none of that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Now, fast forward to now, she had an
Hmm.
interview, which I did agree with her. It's not just Caitlyn; she's a part of the attention that's been brought to
Hmm.
women's basketball as well. So I did agree with that. But
Hmm.
now she's like, I mean, if I'm gonna be the villain, then I'm gonna be it. That's just gonna be what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? But just a few months ago, you were crying. You feel what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So And then with the with the whole Kennedy Carter thing,
Mm-hmm.
not I don't want to speak about that specifically, but once it
Mm-hmm.
happened, she was over there cheering, cheering it
Mm-hmm.
on. You know what I'm saying? That she
Mm-hmm.
got off the bench like, yeah, you know what I mean? I don't know what the fuck she said, but
Mm-hmm.
she's coming off as disingenuous to me. So do you think like she's trying to figure out what role or who she's going to be from a marketing standpoint, and she's trying different things, or I just don't know how to gauge her. So it kind of, I like her game itself,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't really care about the persona, if that makes sense.
And you know what? I struggled with that too initially. Um, I would say last year when they won, I struggled with that. But then I just had to be like, you know what? She a kid. Let me
So we're
sit
gonna
back
chop it
and
up too. Just
yeah, I was like,
give a little minute,
let me
try
sit
to figure
back
it out. Hmm.
and watch this in totality. But
Right.
I saw online people calling her a monkey, calling her ugly,
Yeah,
um,
that's what's gonna happen, unfortunately.
um, being weird, doing all kinds of
Hmm.
stuff. Like the situation where she was crying about, they had basically created deep fakes with her nude.
Oh yeah, yeah, I remember hearing about that. Yeah.
So it's like, and I know what you're talking about. Emmanuel Ocha can't stand his ass, but
Oh, he a whole
him,
character. That he wasn't
he's a
like
whole,
like
he's a whole. He don't know who
I
the
don't know
hell
who
he
that
is.
I don't know who you want to be.
He don't know who he is. But yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
he
just
was a
like,
little too he was tripping.
don't you talk about black women? Don't you talk at all? Because what are we doing here? But no, in regards to Angel, I will say she, you go through, you don't know what you don't know. You know what I'm saying? And I
Hmm.
think one of the reasons why she decided to leave college behind, she's done what she can, and she wanted a clean slate.
Hmm.
She wanted to leave all that craziness and stuff because now she can more so control Angel's narratives versus as a team on a team in college, they tell you when to go, what to do with, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
She
yeah,
kind of
trust me.
has
I
she
remember
has
that shit.
more she has more leeway to be herself and to kind of create her own narrative. So it's not like this and the other because honestly, some of that stuff, I don't even know if it was her per se. I want to say some of it was Kim Mulkey.
Hmm.
Kim Mulkey's crazy. I don't care. That some in the water. That woman crazy. You know what I'm saying?
She
Like
is.
she got some stuff going on over there. Cause even some of the stuff that's come out prior to like during the season from former players that happened during the course of them winning the national championship in this
Hmm.
ending of this season, it'll make you go like, damn. So I think Angel was just doing stuff to survive. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? And that's the comment I always find when players do that 30 for 30 interesting because they be like, damn, you know what I was going through on this day or that day
Hmm.
or this, that, and the other. And I think she is going to have a story to tell. She just can't tell it now. You know what I'm saying? So I would just say to you, give her a chance. You know what I'm saying? I
I'm
don't know the
trying.
girl
I'm
personally.
trying. That's what
Yeah,
I'm like.
I don't know the girl personally, but she's well media trained because even on Monday when her and Kennedy were talking, and Kennedy, you could see Kennedy was kind of trying to figure out, and Angel kind of slid in there and cleaned it up. And,
Hmm.
was just like, it's a physical game. And like even Angel just got choked 2 weeks ago, or a week
Hmm.
and a half ago by
A box.
AT.
Yeah. Yep.
And,
Hmm.
and guess what? She's like, I'm a rookie. They're not supposed to like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all keep wanting us to be so soft. They're not gonna like me. They're gonna bust my ass. That's what they supposed to do. I'm gonna be all right. I'm okay. And guess what? She got up and kept playing. She didn't
But
cry. Oh, woe is me. Oh my God, this that, and the other. And even if it's a persona, you can only keep it up for so long. You know what I'm saying? But for
yeah.
you to sit there and let someone choke you and you didn't lose your mind, okay, I think I kind of believe you. Because then HE just kind of walked away and looked at her like, yeah. I was like, damn, you're not gonna help her up? Okay, all right. Welcome to the W. You know what I'm saying? So I think give Angel a fair shake. And I'm giving her grace because I know Middle America is not going to.
Hmm. That's why I say,
So
like, of course, I love my black women. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So I was like, it'd be hard to be like, I don't know about you,
no.
but I'm not gonna formulate an opinion just yet. I'm gonna
Hmm.
give some time, but yeah, I'm still watching. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And another thing I like about her, like she's been going places and she's taking her teammates with her. She don't have
Mhm.
to. She's like, nah, I want my people to enjoy too. Let's
Oh yeah,
go.
yeah, I did see that she be doing that.
So
Yeah,
she's like,
that's
no,
pretty
I
dope.
can't enjoy all this stuff by myself. So
Hmm.
y'all come on, let's go hang out. You know what I'm saying? That matters. That chemistry matters. It's I'm like Chicago's figuring it out, but boy, when they click, it's gonna be scary time.
Right, right, right.
So they're
So
doing that. Uh-huh.
I want to piggyback off of the welcome to the W comment you made just now.
Mm-hmm.
So let me just list off some popular names that were just drafted. We got the
Mm-hmm.
Cameron Brink.
Mm-hmm.
I thought with Carmela Cardoza, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Got Rika Jackson, Aaliyah Edwards,
Rakia.
of course, Angel Reese. And the list goes on. Do you
Mm-hmm. You mean
think because
Rakia, Ace?
you said what?
Rakia? Rakia.
Rakia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
You think because of the attention that these rookies have garnered coming into the league,
Mm-hmm.
these vets like we about to show y'all what it means to be here. You think it's like not necessarily
Mm-hmm.
them being jealous, but like just let y'all know this is another level right here. You know what I'm saying? Do you think it's because of that? Because I feel like this rookie class has really been. I don't want to say I don't want to call it rookie hazing because
Mm-hmm.
you said Angel Reese on the box out motherfucker just threw her ass down and shit like that a couple of weeks ago. And then of course you see Caitlin Clark getting goddamn
Yeah.
demolished on these screens and shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just like just let y'all
Cameron
know.
got her nose
Let me
busted the
humble
other
y'all real
night.
quick before
Right.
y'all get it too ahead of yourselves.
Um, it's funny because the league's been around forever,
Hmm.
but all of them can tell you they had a welcome to the W moment.
Hmm.
Like almost all of them that you asked, like the legend Sue Bird could tell you she's had her moment. Kelsey Plum
Candace
had her
Parker,
moment,
hell.
huh?
Candace Parker, hell. I remember I saw that one clip of on the box out. Her and some girl got tangled up and
Yeah,
pushed
and they was
down.
fighting. They were fighting. And that ended someone's career too. They got hurt. Like, yeah, Cheryl Ford um ended her career, she got hurt. So I think all of them had it. Kelsey Plum had it. Diana ran through her chest.
Hmm.
She said she got knocked the hell out. She said it took her a while to stop breathing. She said, "Ooh, ooh." So I think they all have it. I think because these girls is a great class and the spotlight is all on them. I think it's more like, all right, you know what? Since this is a moment, let's have a moment. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So it's kind of like, let me see how much I can get away with. And some of these refs are letting them play.
As they
Like
should.
Cameron got her nose busted the other night. You're gonna see that
Hmm.
more so, but I don't think it's intentional because no one's trying to
Right.
purposely end anyone's career or it's not a bounty on
Hmm.
anybody. It's just like it's a physical league. These are grown women. You
Yeah.
just left college. You haven't had enough Wheaties yet to deal with this crap. You
The
know what
one
I'm
thing I
saying?
don't like about the transition from the NCAA women's to the WNBA, yeah, they literally have like a month to get ready. Like it's
They
not
don't
like
have
a
that. I mean,
full.
unless you get kicked out early.
Yeah, you get like a full. You know how like the men,
Yeah.
you get a full summer, you get a full. You know what I'm saying? Soon, college over. The
Like
draft in 2 months. Like, god
Carmella
damn,
won her. She won the chip, and then like the following week and a half, she was at draft,
that's crazy.
and then the following month, is the start.
That's what I'm saying. They don't get no time to really even try to get stronger, go through those like that preseason training camp or all of the
Camp
above.
is 2 weeks.
That's crazy.
It's crazy, and I think we need to start having more intentional conversations with the W because yes, it was started in terms of being a women's league that still provided basketball after the men's league, but after the men had their what you call it the contract lockout
Oh
craziness that
yeah,
they had.
yeah, like NBA lockout.
Yeah, the league went on longer, so now it's overlapping. Because look, the finals are overlapping with the W.
Right,
So, and the W now has 40 games. So they need to see if there's a way to give these kids or these people more of a break, so that they can put their best foot forward, and it's not like a learning curve where they're
right.
trying to learn the plays, they're trying to learn their teammates. Hell, some of them don't even have all their clothes from when they was in college. Like, they're still, you know what I'm saying? They're
It's
still
just
trying to,
still trying
yeah,
to transition to their new
yeah,
places.
yeah. So I think they have to look at it like that. But then, some of them have obligations overseas, but that's when your agent comes in and works through it. So you're not just putting all that wear and tear on your body, and then B, you can really put your best foot forward. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right,
think they have to, the W, if they're really being intentional with truly growing the league and making it make sense, they're gonna have to do something like that.
right. And this is gonna be the final one, and we're gonna get up out of here. But I'm gonna go back to just the product itself.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, outside of the horrible marketing game plan or strategy they've had for years,
Mm-hmm.
do you think from a consumer standpoint, right?
Mm-hmm.
The physicality,
Mm-hmm.
the trash talking, the drama, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that people are expecting the women to present themselves a certain way? That's what the W is like putting out there versus if you put out the real shit, like, you know what I mean? Like the real W, the physicality and the trash talking, like, just like the men. The men talk shit.
Mm-hmm.
That's what, draws us to it. You know what I'm saying? Like we like that. We like
Mm-hmm.
Anthony Edwards, talking trash to Durant or say,
Mm-hmm.
hey, I got Kyrie next round or some shit like that.
Yeah.
What's the problem with the women doing that? Like I like that shit. You know what I'm saying? I like, the competitive and
Mm-hmm.
just the, in between these lines, we enemies, we can dap and hug afterwards, but
Yeah.
in between these lines, we get into it. What do you think is the, I guess, turn off when it comes to that? Or is it more of, if the W would expose or allow that to be more like of a reality versus keeping that suppressed, so to speak? Like we
Mm-hmm.
went back to, oh, how the majority of the W is, queer or what have you, but you want to present the straight individuals. Like, what is it about all of that that could be, I guess, much better? Or do you just think that people are just not used to it, so that's why people are reacting how they are now? You know what I mean? We're not used to seeing all this shit.
Okay. Two things are happening. You, myself, Super, Diana were all within that same age group. When they came into the league, they had these women in skirts, skirts, all kinds of bullshit to appeal to the straight, we love Jesus people. You know what I'm saying? But you notice over the years, it slowly has gotten more authentic with people showing who they truly are,
As it should be.
as it should be. So the girls don't, unless they want to, they don't have to hide who they are. However, what I have noticed, because I do know, I am a true fan. I know certain things about players and stuff like that, but it's not my place to go and air their business out on social media, like, because it's gossip or it's clickbait,
Right.
or, what I'm saying, it's messy. You know what I'm saying, with certain situations. So when people do it, you have to worry about your intention on why you're doing or saying certain things about people. Now, yeah, if it's harmful, yeah, air that shit out or whatever. But if you just spreading stuff to be spreading it, that's weird and that's stupid. In regards to that, I don't think the W has the capacity or the people in the right spot to capture the true stories that are needed to be told. Because even if you, because I have the app, of course,
Mm-hmm.
we had the same damn commercials. Why not use the time to tell me the story of someone that's less known? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I want to hear about Jackie. What was Jackie doing at Notre Dame? Jackie Young, tell us more. Oh, okay. Stop telling us Dewana has twins. What else about her? That's all y'all keep. Dewana has two twins. Shut up. Tell us more. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
they just want to have surface conversations, and that's like I know I keep talking about her, but that's why Caitlyn is so it's infuriating because it's easy for them to just keep it there than to
Mm-hmm.
actually have to dig and do the work and find out,
Right.
oh, you grew up from where? You from where? Kenny, you from what part of Texas?
Okay.
Fort
Like
Worth?
like a LeBron James kid from Akron.
Yeah.
His
Yeah,
family on the front,
yeah, you know what I'm
like
saying?
y'all don't talk about that with the women. Y'all just kind
Yeah,
of just keep it straight
right.
basket. That's
Yeah.
it.
So but they themselves, whatever they're comfortable telling, they will tell
Mm-hmm.
us, and those of us that are fans, well, know certain things. Now you're talking about the trash talk. Now, I go to the games and I'm very specific, color bougie, whatever. I like to sit courtside. And one of the last times I was sitting behind the Atlanta bench. Them women, the shit they say,
Oh yeah,
yo,
I
and you
want to
put
hear
the
all
mic
that.
on them.
I
If you
need
put the
that.
mic, no, you put the mic on them,
I need,
bruh, you will hear beep, beep, beep,
hey, I need
beep,
that.
beep.
That draws you in. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what the men do. So shit,
Yeah,
I want to hear the women talk that shit too.
yeah.
You
I
know
think
what
I
I'm
think I think it'll be dope. But
saying?
oh, the kids are watching.
Oh man, fuck all that. That's the problem. Y'all be trying to PG-13 this bitch. Like, no, just let that shit ride.
Let it ride, let it ride. So I think I think once they get out their own way
Mm-hmm.
and just let it be organically a great product, because it's not much you have to do to it. It's there.
Mm-hmm.
They will it will flourish more. Like the other league, Athletes Unlimited. I've been to a few of their games too. They're more it's not as cookie cutter, but it's
Mm-hmm.
just as entertaining. You know what I'm saying? Like you go to the basketball game, the environment is great, but as a person at home, Ace, you don't know how much fun it is at home unless you're sitting there, because you can't hear a lot of the craziness that we're hearing. Because you know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like people, you be like, oh, why did that person just shut that person? Well, during the TV timeout, so and so said this. You know what I'm saying? You don't know that because you're not there.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
why not make that a thing? And you can really give your customers that experience. That's on the commissioner. And I'm just like, as an owner, if I was an owner, if she's not serving the needs of my end users, she got to go.
That's what I'm saying. We need a new commish. You know what I mean? That's one
I'm
thing.
tired of her.
Even though I know you have your opinions and thoughts about Adam Silver, he
Smoke.
he's delivering a product that, even though, we disagree with some of the things he may do, but overall he is making the NBA product just that more,
I just don't like his
accessible.
greediness.
So but I mean, shit, hey, you got to do something to get your product
82 games, Ace. 82 games, bruh. I'll be
Hey,
like, yo, I'm falling off the bones. I'll just be like
hey,
this, like, oh.
you like y'all want to reduce this to give us back some money. That's what he gonna do. You know how that go. But that's a
Yeah,
conversation for another day though. But
yeah, yeah. That's a conversation for another day. But I'm like, I think the 40 games, because they are adding more teams to the W. So
hmm
that's good at the moment. But like you said, give the fans more of an in-depth experience to these players, like a day in their life. No, I don't want to see 1 minute. It don't take you 1 minute to get ready. You've been doing this stuff all day. Why is it 1 minute? You know what I'm saying? It's like some of it is laziness, and I don't like it because these women and we deserve more.
I agree. I agree. Well, I do appreciate you coming on and giving your
You're
insight. That's why I
welcome.
had you. I was like, man, I'm not about to get on this shit and talk about the W just by myself. I need a woman. I need a woman's opinion. I'm a
You're
bit too goddamn
welcome.
black and white with my thought process. I need to, I need some culture in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay, you want to, go ahead and tell the people what the handle's looking like.
Oh, wow. I haven't done this in so long. You can find me on Twitter as Patchwork underscore 85, on Instagram as Patchwork 85, on TikTok as Patchwork 85 as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a minute. And I also follow the Crayon versus Culture page
Yes, we're
on
both on
Instagram,
Twitter
Twitter,
and
also
IG.
YouTube.
We'll be back soon, but yeah, we're on a sabbatical. But enjoy Ace. Enjoy Ace.
Indeed, I'm gonna keep it going. And
Yeah.
with that being said, I always like to end my shows with everybody. Anyone can talk, but not everybody can podcast. With that being said, we out this bit.
All right, bye.